Paul, brilliant win Tuesday night against Weston-super-Mare. Would you say that was a statement win for your side?
It was a good win. 3 points at home, which we needed because we all know we've drawn a couple too many games at home for whatever reasons. It was a nice win. Weston-super-Mare were obviously top of the league. They've got the best away record in the league. Conceded very, very few goals. I think it's 3 away from home. So it was a good win. We were on it. I think we played consistently well for a longer period than we have done in previous home games. I think we've played well in spells at home, but consistently, I think it was probably our best performance over 90 minutes. So, all in all, it was a really good night for us.
Really good night, as you say, and another occasion where you've taken points from a game where you've conceded first. What do you think that says sort of about the character of your side right now?
I think it means that we can get over disappointment. I said in my interview after the game that getting over disappointment is key to a game of football because, I'm learning to be better at it. I'm not great at it myself. It's very easy to be upset and disappointed when you concede goals, but the game never stops. It's going to go on, and we conceded the first one totally against the run of play. I thought we reacted really well to it. Then the second goal we concede, and it felt like another kick in the stomach. And then the penalty miss was a kick in the stomach, and the sending off was a kick in the stomach. But they reacted. I think it shows resilience. Listen, in a perfect world, we'd like to score the first goal. It makes a big difference. So, we're giving ourselves a little bit of a headache at times, but I think it shows a resilience, and I think it shows the boys they get over disappointment quickly. It is what it is. You're going to concede goals. It's going to happen in football. You're going to misplace passes. You're going to make mistakes. It's the nature of the game. So I think it means we can keep going.
Enfield away on Saturday. What are your thoughts ahead of that one?
It's a hugely difficult game after Tuesday night. So we know that we'll train hard tonight. We'll train hard Friday. Tuesday was lovely and was excellent, but one person who's not getting carried away is me, and we are 100% focused on Enfield away on Saturday.
Obviously, a lot has happened since the opening day of the season, but you played them on the opening day. You got the win against them on the opening day. Your first league win as Torquay United manager. What do you remember about that match back in August?
Well, it didn't go to plan after 4 minutes, that's for sure. When again we conceded the first goal, was 1-0 down. And in the last seconds of the game, Jay Forston made an unbelievable block and James Heyman made an unbelievable save. So we didn't have it our own way that day, that's for sure. I know their manager well. I've managed against him lots of times when he was at Met Police. And they're meticulous and they're fighting for points. And they played very well against Hornchurch on Tuesday and arguably didn't deserve to lose. So we didn't have it all our own way in the first game of the season, and I'm sure we won't have it all our own way on Saturday.
And how is your team looking for the weekend, Paul?
Yeah, we're good. We're obviously Finn Krask is the only injury, thankfully, which is great at the moment. And Lirak Hassani is available for Saturday before his suspension kicks in. So we'll have a similar squad to Tuesday.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you got a timescale on Finn Krask's injury?
I think he'll be back out on the grass in a fortnight. And then after that, I'm not too sure. He's a naturally fit lad anyway, so I know he's on the treadmill that there's no impact. Ultra G,
Yeah.
like running on the moon, I think. So he's on that at the moment. And yeah, in a fortnight he'll be back on the grass. So
Tuesday night, especially in the second half with 10 men, the work rate was off the chart. You must have been really pleased about that.
yeah, I think it's I think it's something that I pride myself on as a manager, that I like my teams to be able to run. I think it's a minimal requirement, hard work. There's lots of things you can't control in football. I think that's one thing you can control, is your attitude, your desire, and your work rate. I think that should be a given. I say should because it's not always at every club. But yeah, I mean, we're fit. We train 4 times a week, so hybrid, full time, whatever you want to call it. So we should be. There's no reason for us not to be fit. I'm not gonna say that, but we work hard. We work hard, and the boys can run, definitely.
James touched on it just then, but Enfield have had an awful season this season. Is there any danger of overconfidence, or how do you manage that sort of feeling that this is a game that's there for the taking?
Well, I think it's Enfield's first season in this league. They haven't got as big a budget as other teams, which is obviously difficult. They got a really good manager, Gavin is, and they'll be drilled and they'll be well organised and they'll be fit and they won't take a backward step and they'll be up for the challenge, definitely. So if we go with any form of complacency, and that's in any game of football, by the way, I shouldn't do it, but I keep going back to Bishop's Cleeve because it will stay with me for a long time. You don't want that feeling again, and there was complacency about us that day, absolutely. So managing that will be key over the next 2.5 days, definitely.
I'll take you back to Tuesday. Obviously, Lyric Hassani had a hell of a night of it, didn't he? Scored a cracking goal and then saw red. It sounds from what you're saying as though the club probably aren't planning to appeal it. I just wondered what you thought about the decision. There's been a lot of debate on social media.
Yeah, I think so. First and foremost, Larry isn't. He's not that type of player. I mean, there was no malice in it. I got to be honest. In real time, the ref was very quick to give the red, very, very quick, and there wasn't any part of me that, well, you know me, I appeal quite a bit. I'm not backwards in coming forward with that, and I didn't appeal at all. So in real time, I got it. I think the reaction of others made it bigger than it was, I think. And the conditions made it bigger than it was, I think. I think on a dry pitch, I don't think he gets sent off. I think it's a booking. But when you go to ground and on a greasy surface, his momentum kept going. And listen, he's caught Ruben. He's definitely caught him. We thought about appealing it, but just in my experience, you ain't getting that overturned. So what the danger was, Clive, of if you appeal it and it's deemed to be frivolous, they can add another game to it. And Lirac's a really, really important player to us, really important. And losing him for 3 games is bad enough. Losing him for 4 would be terrible. So take your medicine, I think.
Yeah, is he okay?
Yeah, he's good. He was upset and disappointed. He's not that type. He's not that type of player, you know. I don't think he'll get many straight reds in his career. So, but he's good. Listen, he's available for Saturday, so we'll see how he is. But he's good. He's all right. Thank you.
Can Horsham be one of the 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference as well, because if the FA Trophy didn't count, he would obviously miss Farnborough, Hemel, and Weymouth. And it's sod's law that we've had so many midweek games. You know, on another time in the season, he would only miss a week, 7 days, and 3 games. But unfortunately for him, he's going to miss a fortnight.
I thought Saturday, Tuesday probably told us quite a lot about the team, but Tuesday, obviously, we had that extra dimension, really.
Yeah, I think we hadn't been scoring many goals, but it wasn't through it wasn't through the shape or the way we were playing or tactics, or through lack of hard work in training and working on it. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it don't. And in football, you can go. It's not just 90 minutes or a half it can go 3-4 games, 5 games. It can be like that. I just think Tuesday was. Obviously, listen, it's as good as we played. A little bit like the Chippenham game, and a little bit like small fragments of other games at home where we've played very, very well. The weather, the night game, Western top of the league, and all that sort of thing, and and not having won at home for a while, having all the while we're still unbeaten, not having actually got 3 points at home, and it's just a hell of a game, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's 1-0 down, 2-1, 2-2. Both goals are mistakes from us. The second goal for us was a mistake from Western. The sending off, the penalty miss. The crowd were up. There was no backward step from either side. It was a proper game. So fortunately, we come out on the right side of it. We've got, in my opinion, arguably a tougher game on Saturday. Because mentally and everyone thinks we're going to go there and win it, and it's not as easy as that. But
it was slightly unusual on Tuesday as well, isn't it? You've got the second 2 goals with effectively counter-attacks, which is not what we normally. You've got teams backed in and you're trying to break them down. And
yeah,
they were kind of like 2 goals. We've ended up winning 4-2, but 2 goals were when we were under a lot of pressure at the time, which is not quite how most of our goals are.
I think we were under pressure, but I felt very, very comfortable in the dugout. I think they had a lot of possession, didn't they?
I said saying to people on the night, we've conceded 2 goals tonight, and that's the best we've defended.
Strange,
season.
Yeah. But like we spoke about before, human error will always be a part of it. But I think the key to it on Tuesday night, the second half, was keeping 2 up front. It's very, very easy to go, 4-4-1, and sit on the edge of your box. You're just waiting for them to score. You really are. The best if we'd gone 4-4-1, the best result we could have hoped for was 2-2. And another point.
They're very disciplined at the back.
If you go 4-3-2, it gives you a chance. And I think what you spoke about is the running energy and the fitness. Well, you got Hayfield, Threlkeld, and Jenkins Davis in there. Jenkins Davis and Hayfield, they've covered some ground. And then when we scored our third one, I just felt, Western put on a Makuti, and they put on, they had Reed and Avery and Lewis and some big physical players, and I felt like Edward. And then we went 5-3-1, and then we really did bank up, and we got our 4th goal with a great jump on the press from Dan Hayfield. So, and then it was a case of banking up, but it was a really good game, wasn't it? It was, so.
One young player who's come into the team the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you probably pulled him aside before the game, was Jordan Thomas, who's got Coulson to worry about, who's an outstanding player at this level. Coulson certainly looked at pretty dangerous first half score, not down to Jordan particularly. But Jordan did a great job on him during the course of the night. Was it something that did occupy your mind beforehand, and how did you feel Jordan Thomas came through, which is probably his biggest examination since he came to us?
Well, I definitely felt that if we could keep Coulson, Reed and Pearson quieter than they could keep Young, Cook and Musa, I felt that would be key to the game. I thought he did a great job on Coulson, as you said. Not only is he a good player, he's also in very good form this season. I think he's double-figure goals for him now, isn't it? And his set-piece deliveries are fantastic as well. So Jordan Thomas is an excellent 1v1 defender. He's very athletic. I thought he played very well at Boreham Wood as well. So it was obviously a concern, but something I was pretty confident he would be able to deal with as he did.
Will Jenkins-Davis, a goal for him on Tuesday night. What have you been making of his performances recently?
Will Jenkins-Davis is. I spoke to him before the game about goal return. He's been in some really good positions and it hasn't quite come off. So I was thrilled for him to score. He's an infectious player. I think any club he ever plays for, he will always end up as a crowd favourite because of his sheer determination and his work rate. We know that as with any player, we can all tidy up on the ball and be better, but he's a fantastic lad, really is. Great lad, really polite, works hard, humble. I mean, tonight he'll be running around like a nutcase in training. He's non-stop. It's like he's had 18 Red Bulls. You just got to sometimes calm him down, but what a thing to be able to try and, if that's his fault, that's a great fault to have. He's a tough little player as well, and puts his foot in. He wants to do well for Torquay United as well. He's a Plymouth Argyle player, but he genuinely wants to do well for Torquay United, which I always think's a fantastic
Tracy,
thing.
for goodness sake, it's got to be a Torquay fan, isn't it?
But you know what I mean with loans. I mean it's sometimes that's not always the case, But he cares. Great lad, love him to bits.
A few weeks ago, we were talking about enjoying matches, and you were saying however things go out there when you're in the dugout, you never really enjoy a game. But second half on Tuesday, you must have got pretty close.
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. No. It's I just think it's one of the strangest jobs. Not that I've had that many jobs, but it's not a particularly enjoyable job. It's crazy. When you do win, obviously I was elated for 10 minutes, then I'm driving home and it's you Enfield again. It's pretty relentless. I mean, it's quite a while ago since I played, but it feels like yesterday. And being a player's lovely. It's lovely. You can really enjoy it. And I think if as a player as well you lose, I think after an hour you might go and have a couple of beers. You relax and you just think, I'll put that right next game. It's easy. Yeah. It's easy being a player. You got to do is run and work hard, and it's great. It's the best job in the world. Managing, it's tough. It's tough. You got to deal with everything. But listen, I'm being a bit cynical, but it's a great job and it's a lovely feeling when you win. But you just really can't. I think it depends on what sort of character you are. Obviously, you lot know me. I'm pretty passionate. I can be pretty hot-headed in the day. I'm trying very, very hard to be much more level and much calmer. It was a great game. I mean, listen, even my dad stopped and had a pint after the game, which he never does, never. So it was a great game. It was one of those nights, wasn't it, that makes you love football, doesn't it?
Didn't happen.
Makes you love football, So yeah, but do I enjoy night? I think you can only half enjoy it really if you're 3 or 4 up with a quarter of an hour to go. Even then, I'd be thinking if they get one, they're going to get another. You know what I mean? It is what it is.